Everybody, Andrea here today with our Fit Tip this week, which is about creating habits. So we are halfway through our Burn It to Earn It series, and I just have to say from all of us at D1, we are very proud of the progress that you are all making, so keep up the hard work. With that, with the last 6 weeks, I feel like everybody has established some pretty good fitness habits, and that is great because sometimes that is the hardest one to tackle. But in our maintaining habits and maybe creating even more better nutrition habits or even just personal development type habits, there's a few things that we want to share to kind of help you along that path. So, with habits, there's kind of a process of habits. There's number one, the reminder, then the routine, then the reward. So the reminder is kind of the trigger. So what triggers the behavior or the bad habit or whatever the habit is, the good habit. Um, and then the routine, which is the habit or the behavior of whatever that may be. And then the reward. What do you get from that? Is it a positive or a negative consequence? So when we're creating new habits or trying to change habits, because a lot of times habits can't necessarily be extinguished, is that they have to be replaced. So when you're trying to change habits, it's hard to cut something out or kind of go cold turkey, like you're going to give up soda altogether. It's almost easier to replace the soda with something better. So maybe that is a water or soda water, for example, or flavored soda water, something like that. Um, that's the way that you could replace a quote unquote bad habit with something better. So, even so, the thing to remember with that is what is your reminder? Kind of what's the trigger that says, okay, now I need to drink the soda. How can we change that routine? And then what's the reward that we get from that? So maybe the reminder is that it's 4 o'clock and it's almost time to leave work at 5. So that, midday slump kind of comes and then we reach for a soda. Then our routine is that. Well, maybe we need to change our routine of when 4 o'clock comes, maybe you get up from your desk, walk around for 5 minutes, fill up your water bottle, drink some water, sit back down, get your work done for the next 55 minutes of the day. Then you're changing your routine, and your reward is probably that you're not getting the sugar crash that you would get after you drink the soda. And maybe you just feel a little bit better because you got up and walked around instead of drinking a soda, which is probably what you needed to do was get some water, move your legs a little bit, and just kind of feel like you're moving around and just feeling better. So that's the reward. So you change that routine. That's the thing to think about. As we're changing habits, the other thing to think about is to not bite off more than you can chew. I know with our Burn It to Earn It, we kind of let's take the bull by the horns and we're going to change all these fitness habits and nutrition and everything. And like I said before, you guys have established some great fitness habits. So now maybe it's those little nutrition habits to change. So the way that we can do that in small pieces can say, I'm just going to eat 1 serving of vegetables today. And then maybe next week it turns to 2. And maybe the week after that it turns to 3, and we're in a better place than we were 3 weeks ago. That's a great place to start. Maybe it's that I'm going to drink only 4 more ounces of water a day, which isn't that much. That's just maybe after you brush your teeth, you drink a little bit more water. And that could be your reminder is that when you brush your teeth, drink an extra 4 ounces of water. You do that in the morning and at night, and you have an extra 8 ounces of water total throughout the day. That's a great place. That's a great reminder, a great routine. And then your reward, feeling a little bit better, drinking a little bit more water, feeling a little bit better about your habits and kind of your routine. Another one would be if you want to go to bed earlier. So me personally, this would be mine is I want to try to go to bed half an hour earlier. Well, it's really hard to just jump and go half an hour earlier. So this week I'm going to try to go to bed just 5 minutes earlier. Just 5 minutes. That's it. And then maybe next week it goes to 10 minutes. And then down the road it's 15. And eventually I get to 30 minutes. And then my reward for that, going to bed 30 minutes earlier, whether I achieve it in a month from now, that's fine. But if it's consistent across a week, then I'm going to reward myself with a pedicure. Or The reward in and of itself will probably be that I just feel more refreshed and I actually will probably have more time to work out because I'll probably want to get up earlier if I go to bed a little bit earlier. So there's different rewards. When we're talking about rewards with developing more new habits, let's try to avoid food type rewards. Take that money and I don't know, get a pedicure, get your nails done. Maybe buy yourself some new shoes at the end of the burn it to earn it, something like that. Go for a walk, just something simple. It doesn't have to be an extravagant reward. Like I said, sometimes the reward might be that you just feel better, that you just feel more refreshed. It's not necessarily something tangible, for example. Um, the other thing is to realize what some of your triggers are that make you want to make the not so good nutrition choices, for example. So understanding those triggers and then say no and mean it. No, I'm not going to go for this huge plate of pasta. And even though it sounds really good in the short term, you're probably going to get done with dinner and you're going to feel really proud of yourself and really good about yourself for saying no, picking the healthier option. And that in and of itself is a great reward. So, to kind of wrap up, try to think about what some of your triggers are that trigger those not so healthy habits or the habits that you want to change. Think about what you can do to change the routine and just start small. Start with 4 extra ounces of water. Start with 1 extra serving of vegetables or just 1 serving of vegetables in general. Start with 5 minutes extra of sleep or 5 minutes earlier. Something small, and those small habits can make a huge difference in the long run. So keep up the great work. We're halfway through, and we will be back next week with the next Fit Tip. Have a great week.